well. By the time this goes up on YouTube, it'll be the day after, but um, today was nuts to say the least. DMX passing, Prince Philip passing. Um, that's the side question mark. I don't know. There's mixed things on the latter man dying, but um, so for those of you who will see this in the future, and for those of you who are watching on the broadcast now, um, I have something to say. And normally it would be, the classic YouTube thing of I'm stepping away. I've stepped away. I don't have a fan base. I don't have people who watch this regularly. I don't post regularly, so I don't expect people to stay subscribed and comment and all that kind of stuff. But what I do have to say is, in the best way of putting this, I have freed up my schedule quite a bit. I'll go ahead and ready up here so you guys have a little bit of something to look at while I'm rambling. But uh, my full time job, or my prior full time job, I have quit, and I don't expect uh, anybody to understand the logistics. And no, I didn't quit it to stream full time, or to stream on Twitch. Which before I get too much further, I am joined by my blood brother here. Um,
Hi.
and after this, we'll be playing some more games on Twitch. If you see this live, or if you see this in the future, I've already been playing more stuff on Twitch. But if you're seeing this live, to my 0 viewers that are watching, after this I will be going live on Twitch. Just search Trash King Squeech. I'll be on there. Um, don't know what we're gonna play on there yet, but I figured Fall Guys would be a good visual thing for you guys to look at while I'm rambling here. I want to apologize for the stuttering as well. I'm coming up with all this off the top of my head, but so yeah. Well, I figured this is brainless enough that I can play this and talk, and whatever happens happens. I normally get on Rocket League, but I think while I'm playing that, so this is a good no-brainer thing. You can ready up whenever you're ready. I'm just gonna keep shooting the shit.
I really thought I'd already read my bad.
You're good. But so yeah, I've quit my job recently. Um, to the dismay of many people. Um, However, I've already been out of work for 2 months. I've been dealing with a shoulder injury for a year and 4 or 5 months ish, like year and 4 months. Yeah, because it's not May yet. So a year and 4 months. Um, I've been dealing with this shoulder injury, and when it first happened, it was honestly really stupid because at the time I was trying to get in shape, I was actually trying to um, build a career in powerlifting. Actually, I was going to quit my job at the time to actually get into some competitions, try to make some money, try to get sponsored, try to actually live healthy, which I still want to do, but it's been really, really hard with my shoulder hurting all the time. Now, in this process, some other things have happened. In the last year, obviously, COVID happened. It shut down a lot of things. I went through a bunch of different jobs. I had, I want to say, 4 jobs last year, just within the year. Um, so that was struggle enough, just stress wise. One of which was, I will not name any companies, by the way, just to avoid obviously any legal issues. And not all the companies I worked
No,
for
no.
was bad, but uh, for obvious legal reasons and whatnot, I'm not going to slander a bunch of companies that didn't do anything to me. And uh, also in that vein, I'm not going to put myself at risk of getting in legal trouble because I can't afford that. So, you know, to err on the safe side, any names I say are obviously not the actual company name. Not the actual company name of the name I worked for. Again, no shade towards most of the companies last year, but I did a lot of different jobs. I did a lot of industrial work for one. I found out that's not for me. I can't be away from my family that long, especially when I'm trying to start a family and you know all that all that business. It's really hard to you know stay away from your support base and the people you love. You know, even though the money was great, it was really hard to do that. So I ended up leaving that job. The job before that, it was just entry-level, hourly, you know, bullshit retail. I'll just put it that way. After the industrial job, which was honestly really fun, I made a lot of good memories, but the job just wasn't for me. You know, like you can tell things just aren't going to work out. But anyway, so I left that job. I was jobless for about 2 months, in which I kind of started to get back into streaming a little bit, not really, just kind of posted things here and there. But then I got a job as a salesman. Again, won't say where or what I was selling or anything like that, just so nobody can narrow it down if anybody does see this in the future or anything like that. But it was honestly a really good job. I met a lot of really great people, and it's a time in my life that while I think it wasn't really for me, and I was damn good at it, man. I was damn good. I'll just put it that way. Like you can say what you want, but you didn't work with me. You didn't see what I did in my first month there. But anyway, so you know, it was really fun. I met a lot of really good people. I met a lot of people that helped me open my eyes, both just as far as you know life needs, I guess, and even I would go as far to say as they helped open my eyes, as corny as it sounds, spiritually too. Not in a come to Jesus way for anybody wondering.
It's
No,
the opposite.
yeah, no slander to those people. I was a very prolific member of the Christian church for quite some time. Again, no slander to those people. I accept any and all religions. You believe what you believe, and that's wonderful. Everybody needs something to believe in. However, this was not that spiritual awakening. It was more of the
No.
third eye kind, I guess I would say. But anyway, that's not the point. That's a whole different video entirely. But yeah, so I met a lot of really great people at that job. And while I was at that job, I was asked by the same man that is in this party if I wanted to come work with him, which at the time was doing overnight stuff for a rather large corporation. I won't say which one, again, obviously, for very, very, very obvious reasons. But it was for a large corporation. So we started off on overnights. Things were going very well. At the time, the pain in my shoulder had really been reduced because I hadn't been doing anything. Since I left the industrial job, I hadn't done anything. When you're a salesman, you sit at a desk 99% of the time. Like you're up walking around and stuff, but you're not lifting anything or you know anything like that. I would help out when I wasn't supposed to, but you know, that's just me. I have never liked being stagnant in any kind of job or even, you know, in my home life. I don't like being stagnant, and my shoulder hurting, it really sucks because I'm not the kind of person that will just take a back seat and, you know, I've been alive for 23 going on 24 years, and I have never taken time to concern myself with my own health. So I started at this corporation with him, and he had been there before me, so it was honestly whatever. He's got some experience with it under his belt, and he trained me for most of it. So honestly, it was really cool to have somebody actually let them be able to train you and show you the way, and really just kind of be able to work with you on getting to know everything. So it was really cool at first, and it was a really fun job. And then shit started hitting the fan. So my back started hurting more because I was up walking around more than any of the other jobs I did. Even in the industrial job, 90% of that was sitting in a truck. But my back started to hurt. My neck started to hurt. And then the big one, my shoulder, which at this point in time I thought, it's good. It's good. It's healed. It's whatever. It's fine. It was very much not fine. It was quite the opposite, actually. It would, what I now know, it would turn into the greatest struggle of trying to maintain my job and maintain, a healthy balance between work and activity and all that kind of stuff. It made life incredibly hard. But on top of that, we weren't like, we weren't exactly like in the best position job wise. It had a lot of ups and downs, but the bad part is wherever you work, it doesn't matter. And for those of you that have ever worked a night shift in your life, you'll know this. No matter what happens, even like good shit, even if it's good shit, it's always the night crew's fault. So like we were getting blamed for shit that was we were getting blamed for productivity issues that was not even our fault. We were trying to we would come into work and we would be cleaning up another person's mess. Like the people before us would just leave the place trashed, and we'd have to come in, clean it up, finish what they were doing, and then attempt to do our job. But whenever they came in the morning, all they could do was bitch about how much of a mess we left it, not telling anyone that they had left it worse the night before, or that we had actually got all their stuff done, and the quote-unquote mess we made was all the night before stuff, or the stuff that needed to be done anyway. I should say that's a better way to phrase that. So basically just throwing us under the bus. And like I said, if you've ever worked overnights, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's even the good shit is a problem, and it's your fault, And so did that for a couple months, really, of just back and forth of, oh yeah, they're a piece of shit. No, they're a piece of shit. Just pointing fingers and just. It was a giant dick biting competition, if you want full disclosure.
Yeah, to put it bluntly, overnights are the butt of everybody's joke anyway. Oh, we're the butt of the day cruise jokes anyway. But you're even more a butt of the joke when we're the ragtag misfit group that there's I think we had on max 6 of us in our whole little department. So were the true to God misfit, Island of Misfit toys. We were true to God, the peon upon peons. They gave, even the other overnight people didn't give a shit about us. They fucking put disgust on their faces.
Other overnight, the other overnight people would stare at us like we had fucking 15 heads, and we just were the absolute scum of the earth. Like we had honestly just decapitated their favorite person and skinned them alive in front of them. That's the way we would get looked at.
Oh
But
yeah, and we would do nothing other than go in and do our
yeah,
jobs.
no, we do our jobs and theirs and day shifts and ours
Yep.
and theirs and day shifts and all that. And the morning managers would come in and yell at us, and they would throw shit in our way, and it just really caused a problem for all of us. But enter Christmas 2020, the week of.
Yeah.
We find out our position, and I'm not gonna get into really like personal shit with it, because there's honestly everybody back there was fighting at this time. Me and him for sure.
Yeah,
I know.
it kind of like everybody, like everybody kind of fell apart when that all came out and shit like that.
Yeah. So the week of Christmas we find out all of our positions, our position, our job, what we did, didn't exist anymore. We were no longer needed. Now the way they said it was not as polite, obviously, or as courteous or informative. Even they basically, they didn't even tell us. Our actual manager that was over us didn't even tell us. She told what would be classified as our supervisor, told her, and then she was just kind of like, "Oh yeah, did you guys hear?" And we're like, "No," because they don't talk to us. So you know, we had that issue going on, and
Flubbed,
and
flubbed.
you know, so we got that going on. We're gonna lose our jobs, and then they're like, well, we're gonna replace you. We're gonna place you somewhere else. I think was the way it was worded. Like
Yeah,
we're basically
it was
going
like,
to be reassigned.
no. What they said was, you have some options.
Yeah, that's right. And some of us, like I had more options than he did. Some of the other people didn't have as many options. I had the most options because hadn't still haven't started my family. It's obviously very very early in that. I'm not married yet or anything, but hadn't done any of that. Um, my availability was completely open, so I finally the first time I've ever met the manager that is over us actually was through a text. How fucking shitty is that? But never talked to her before. But anyway, so I choose what I want to do next, and I don't know how to make this broad, but I'm going to make it as broad as possible. Um, Basically, it was customer service again. I'll put it that way. So our time's winding down. They never told us when we were gonna fizzle out. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna fizzle you out. And like one day you just looked at the schedule and it was like, oh yeah, you're working days now. That was the other shitty thing, by the way. Your options were stay on nights and deal with the other night crew, which was dicks, and I hated what they were doing, and I would honestly rather jump off a bridge than do that ever again in my life, or go to day shift and do customer service. And so I was like, well, I'm getting really tired of getting off at 5 in the morning. That's when I started streaming a lot. It was actually when I started that job, because I was like, well, I'm getting off at 5 in the morning, coming home, got nothing to do. I'm not tired. I'm not, anything like that. So I'm like, what else is there to do other than stream? And at the time we were unfortunately doing Warzone. All shade to Warzone, no shade to who we were playing with.
Yeah,
But it just, and it was fun at the time. But I've got many complaints about that game. That's a whole different episode, whole different TED talk here. But anyway, so I switched to day shift. I'm still trying to stream. I'm still trying to stay up on all that mess. Still trying to stay positive. I'm like super depressed by now because my shoulder is feeling like somebody's stabbing me repeatedly in the shoulder, and just ripping the knife up my arm, because of working overnights and lifting heavy shit above my head and bending and all the movements and all that kind of shit. So it really really brought back all the pain I thought I had worked through, but I never really worked through. Um, so here I am doing this job, first day on it, fucking hate it. It's honestly the worst thing ever, and I'm trying to justify it by being like, it's not bad, and I'm telling him like, dude, it's not that bad, and like, honestly, really, it was all just a bluff, just to like try and get that calm back, of just like, I'm telling you, man, I get it, I don't want to do this either, but like, if maybe if there's a sort of calmness to it, maybe it'll be better for you. So
And
that's what I
I
did.
mean, I'm still there now, and like I'm finally I've been there for in that position for like 3 months now, and it's like taking me 3 months to finally be like, yeah, this isn't so bad. Like, kind of actually made some friends now instead of just being like social outcast because I'm a terribly socially awkward person. So like I don't make friends easy. So like now I kind of have my people I go in, I talk to, and I spend time with, and like it's not as bad now as it like was and stuff. Like I'm telling you, like I mean, I'm kind of glad I stuck it out because there were several times before now that like I would have easily quit. Like if I had the option to quit, I would have quit because like fuck that place. But
Yeah.
I stuck it out. I'm there now. Like I said, I got my people. I enjoy you know I got my people that I enjoy working with and all that, but like, yeah, there's several times. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, if I had the option, of like, yeah, you can quit your job today, and like, there's no negative repercussions. Like, bam, I'm done. But like, don't get me wrong.
Just made it bearable by
Yeah, I'm
sticking it
like,
out, really.
I made it bearable by kind of just sticking it out and just going in and doing the grind. Like that's about it.
But you know, was doing that. Did that for a couple months. Well, not even a full month.
So like three
Um,
weeks.
yeah, like about 3 weeks. And I finally went to the chiropractor. And here is where shit goes sideways, or starts to. Um, the first appointment, we take X-rays and stuff, and um, I was off that day, and then the next day, and I was supposed to go in. I had went in on a Wednesday, and I was supposed to be off Wednesday and Thursday, and that I was going to work Friday. Well, I ended up taking Friday off because I told them I had, you know, chiropractor and all this stuff, and they were basically like, "Yeah, that's cute. Get fucked." And
Because sympathy, right?
yeah, and they didn't, let me. They basically were going to schedule me no matter what. And granted, it was short notice because I didn't know I was going to have another appointment on Friday until Wednesday, and all of that kind of shit. But oh damn. But it is what it is. And so I go back on Friday because I called off. Used like some of my last uh, available time to use to get paid for to call off, and basically, uh, health wise, I was not well. Not in the way that I was sick or anything. I found out that I had a dislocated rib. Have had that for quite some time. My back was basically just the tightest it's ever been due to both stress and compression from, believe it or not, the industrial job, and just not getting adjusted for probably about a year before that. Um, and my neck, my top two vertebrae are actually turned slightly. So they're not actually centered. My top two vertebrae actually are turned, I think, about 20 degrees to the left, counterclockwise. So, uh, you know, that sounds painful. Try living with it. But on top of that, I also have arthritis on both of those vertebrae. Um, and very, very bad arthritis. Like, they're about to, like, connect and fuse to each other. That's how bad it is. And, just on one side and just at one point, but still, for being 23, that's what the fuck, Also found out that my neck does not have the curve that it's supposed to. My neck is actually straight. Also, big, bad issue. And on top of all that, took x-rays of my shoulder, no fucking clue what's going on. So he ordered me to be off work. Originally started out as a couple weeks. Did some treatments, no improvement. Couple weeks turned into a month originally. And that was a month roughly. It wasn't like a month straight, really. And there was a lot of begging involved too, of like, I appreciate you wanting me to get back to work. I want to get back to work too, but like, this is the first time I've ever actually looked at and taken care of my health. So I kind of want to be 100% before I do anything. Which I'm sure some of you that have had things like that happen are very aware of how long that process can be, and very aware of the necessity to stay out for the entire time until you are actually feeling okay. So, the entire time I'm doing this, work's telling me one thing. The company that they go through to do their leave is telling me another thing to do. So, obviously, the company that's dealing with the leave, I'm going to listen to what they say, because they're the ones who deal with all that. The place I worked for just sent you there, and they were the ones who actually told you what to do, the process, all that. Place I worked for, no help. None. They gave me a number to call. It was the wrong number. I had to get transferred from that number to the number I was actually supposed to call. And the whole time, the first time I called, I was on hold for 2.5 hours. When they transferred me, I was on hold for another 1.5 hours. So if I don't know many of you that stay on hold the whole time, but I'm pissed by this point. I'm livid. Number one, because, I feel like my job is absolutely fucking screwing me over, because they have given me no guidance. Nobody's communicated shit with me since I've started there. Nobody's said anything, done anything, absolutely zero help is what I got from start to finish with my job. So, I'm following what the place that is taking care of the leave is telling me to do. Doing well. The treatments are still going nowhere, but, I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel with the treatments, and I'm, thinking we're going to get somewhere. Well, here's part 2 of everything goes to shit. The treatments stop helping.
Oh, good Lord, God.
Jesus. The treatments stop helping. The chiropractor actually tells me we're going to stop doing treatments on my shoulder because they're not helping. And so I'm now in this kind of limbo of, okay, the treatments aren't helping, but what else can I do? I'm still in a lot of pain. They don't know what's going on in any of this. So, meanwhile, they're trying to get me set up to have an MRI for my shoulder. My insurance doesn't want to listen because it's a chiropractor and not an MD. So there's, issues upon issues there for me. Then, while I'm out on leave, by the way, this whole time, nobody from my job has actually said anything to me. Nobody's checked to see if I'm okay. Um, checked to see if the process went okay. Any of that. Um, but the whole time I am getting scheduled still. And now I'm medically not cleared. I'm still medically not cleared to work. That's why I ended up leaving, which by the end of the story you'll know the reasons. I'll sum it up in short later. But still not able to work and all that kind of shit. But anyway, they're scheduling me the whole time. Um, I had to go in several times and be like, hey, don't know if you have eyes or not, but I'm clearly still on leave, so, what, you know, what the hell, basically, like, why am I still getting scheduled when I'm on leave? And they're like, oh, well, it was a, computer error, so-and-so's out of the office, which, by the way, the manager over me, I'll speed up to the point real quick, so then I can explain this a little better. So eventually, it gets to the point where my chiropractor has extended my leave about 4 times by now, and I have been off work now for about 2 months, the whole time getting harassed by work of, oh, hey, you didn't show up for your shift today, or hey, you got a shift here, you gonna show up for it, that's what they did. They didn't, it wasn't, are you okay? What's going on? When are you coming back? It was, you have a shift, be here. That was it. That was the communication I got. Anyway, so what ends up happening is the place that takes care of the leave didn't update my leave, because, and they told me after the fact, that I needed to call them every time it was extended to update that. No one ever told me. So when I talked to them, I was like, it's okay. It's not on you. I didn't ask. My bad. But so the whole time that's happening, I now have 2 no-call no-shows on my record. And the only place I have ever no-call no-showed was a really, really, really shitty job that I had quit anyway. I put in my 2 weeks, and they scheduled me for 14 days straight as my 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm going to fucking no-call, no-show your ass because you're a piece of shit for doing that. But, so I got all that going on. And the straw that broke the camel's back that pissed me off was I get a call from my manager, whom I've never met but once face-to-face at this point, because while I was working I did meet them one time. But I've only met him one time. We've only had like a handful of conversations. We don't know each other. We don't know how each other works, anything like that. So they start in on me of, hey, yeah, this is so-and-so from blah, 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 the place you work. That exact energy, attitude, everything. So I'm pissed.
Like verbatim.
Yeah, I'm pissed. And, so I was like, well, I was in and out of doctor's appointments and a whole fuck ton of shit all day. So I'm like, hey, just send you this text because, I texted her back because I was like, I'm busy, I kind of got a lot of medical shit going on, so no, I'm not, not gonna be there. I'm still on leave and this and that, and they want to get out of pocket and, for lack of a better term, want to get out of pocket and be like, well, that would be nice to know. Communication is key. I haven't heard anything from you in however many bullshit fucking whatevers they made up. And I'm like, well, number one, that's bullshit. And number two, yeah, don't come at me talking about communication when we have spoken 4 times since I've been hired, and each time has been, very, very unpleasant. I really wish to have nothing to do with you, basically, is the way that conversation ended up. To which they were like, well, uh, you basically need to get your shit together and either come in or quit. And to which I was like, well, I am on leave, so if you're going to fire me, I did it while bullshitting. But so if you're going to, if you're going to fire me, just know I will come back with a lawyer. And I said some other things that honestly were pretty crass, and I don't need to keep up the office language because I'm not in the office. If you want to yell at me at work about it, you are now in the wrong. But so do all that, get through all that kind of shit, and also I just realized, to interrupt my own story here for a second, that's the first win on YouTube stream, so you're welcome. But anyway, yeah, you're all good. Anyway, to kind of wrap it up here, so basically every day I'm on the shit list of now I have another doctor's appointment, and I'm finally getting somewhere with my shoulder and all this kind of shit, and really just making some progress medically. By the way, the whole time I was working, zero communication is an understatement. If there is a negative value of communication that one could possibly give, they were giving it. Nobody wanted to be there. Management didn't want to be there. That whole place, that whole operation, that whole job I was working was basically like a house fire with gasoline continually getting poured on it while management sat outside and watched. And then corporate would come in and just throw buckets of gasoline on and be like, why is it burning? Why isn't the fire going out? Like, well, I don't know, dipshit. Maybe because you're adding fucking fuel. Anyway, so I'm finally getting somewhere with my shoulder, and they start scheduling me again. And I'm like, well, I am not putting up with this shit. Enough is enough. It is what it is. I think I'm done. Because this whole time I'm fighting with doctors, I'm fighting with management, I'm fighting with the company that is taking care of my leave. I am fighting 3 different fronts. My doctor for my leave, the leave place for my leave, and work because they're trying to fire me the whole time I'm on leave. They're trying to find a reason to tell me to get the fuck out, get lost, pack your shit, get out of here. We never knew you. Fuck you. Have a nice day. So I'm tired. I was tired. So tired. So damn tired. And I finally was like, enough is enough. And, by the way, I forgot a very crucial bit of information for this. I am not getting paid. The whole time. 2 months. 2 months I am on leave. I'm not getting paid. My parents are paying my bills again. And that makes me want to throw the fuck up. Honestly. It really does. Because I'm a very, very, very independent person. I don't want anybody's help. I don't need anybody's help. I'm independent as fuck. So 2 months I'm not getting paid. Still not now because I don't have a job. But not getting paid. The whole time I'm dealing with everyone judging me of, oh, look at him, he's a fucking bum, he's a piece of shit, he doesn't want to work, he doesn't want to do this, all he does is get a job and then quit it, spends money on stupid shit, doesn't fucking take care of anything. That's the way I feel the whole time. And so the other day, I was actually going to make a video of this in their parking lot, actually, but I decided against it because it didn't feel real at the time, and it still doesn't feel real today, the day after. But I figured if it doesn't feel real for 24 hours, it must be real. So I went in yesterday, and I was going, and by the time this gets posted, it'll probably be 2 days ago. But I was going back there with this really nasty letter of resignation of just, I have been unpaid for 2 months. My time here has been the most unpleasant time that any company has ever shown to me. I wish to never make contact with anybody from here. Like, I was trying to cut some fucking throats, honestly, on my way out the door. And, politely, but trying to cut some fucking throats. But, I was going in and getting ready to hand him that letter, and I was getting ready to be a real dick. I'm gonna be real honest. I was getting ready to go find that manager I got into it with on the phone and tear them a new one, and oh my god, I was getting ready to go and be a fucking asshole. But I got back to the hiring office, and there was a completely new person working there, and I was like, well, they've never met me before. I've never met them. I don't feel comfortable with being a dick to a person I just met for the first time because this place is fucking me over. So I tucked the letter back in my pocket, got out all the stuff that they had given to me, went in there, and was like, hey, I need to resign. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I like that really sucks. How, like, I need to fill out some stuff. And I was like, all right, just let me know what I got to do. And so the whole time, very, very nice person, honest to God. I wish them the best. I hope that place treats them way, way, way better than I was ever treated. I they're such a good person, it's a shame to see them work there, honestly. But, so we had our conversation. She asked, you know, what I did, you know, as a job, and then what, you know, what I hurt to make me out of work. So we got talking about that, and she had a similar situation with a similar, you know, injury that she had taken care of years ago and whatnot. And you know, it was honestly a really good conversation. It was the first time in that job anybody that was kind of higher up on the food chain really had ever talked to me like a human being. And so, you know, we're talking about everything and just, you know, the way life is and the way the company treats people and all that. And then she sets me up with my paperwork. I do what I need to do, sign what I need to sign, you know, date, initial, all that good shit, and then I'm out the door. And if I can be honest with you, this has gone way longer than I thought it would, first off. But if I can be 100% honest here, I have never felt more free in my life than to be away from that company, those oppressive people, those just absolute fuck nugget assholes. And I honestly wish nothing but the worst for all the people that treated me like shit while I was there. And I don't regret saying that. I won't get into specifics for many, many, many reasons. But I absolutely, I wish the worst. I wish the absolute worst. And I'm not that kind of person. But with that being said, that is all in the past now. I've moved beyond that. It's no longer a thing I think about. It's only a day gone by, and it already feels like it's been several months ago. But so with that being said, this is going to be the final game for this YouTube video for the zeros of people that tuned in to watch. Um, but for those of you that may watch it in the future and get this far and listen to my whole story, and maybe you don't care. I don't care if you don't care. I told my story. First time I've done that. Told my story on a platform where millions of people can see it and make their own judgments. I don't give a shit. I did what I set out to do. But anyway, that's the something I have to say. That's the whole story. In the short of it, like I said while he was gone, that place is literally like a house fire. That the whole house has been drenched in gasoline. The management is outside watching it burn, and every now and again corporate comes down and throws buckets of gasoline on it and wonders why it's burning to the ground. Wonders why the gasoline isn't even doing anything. Like, every time I pour this fucking gas on this fire, it just makes it bigger, and I don't get it. It's like, you don't get a lot of things, bud, but you know, we'll you know, go ahead and go ahead and think you know things, and continue doing what you're doing. And honestly, I hope somebody finds you out in the parking lot somewhere and slaps the shit out of you. I hope you're wearing white pants and they make you shit yourself. They hit you so hard. But yeah, that's the gist
of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I hope somebody takes you out back and beats some sense into you, for real. But, you know, with that being said, it's done now. It's over. I don't ever have to worry about that place again. I don't ever have to go back to that place again, if you want complete and open honesty on that. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about that. So we're gonna finish up this game, and then I'll go ahead and call it a YouTube video, as shitty as it may be, and then we're gonna hop on Twitch. we're gonna hop on Twitch and actually have some fun over there. It'll probably have the same name if you go to search it later. Again, if you're seeing this tomorrow, I've obviously already streamed, but I will probably stream again tomorrow because I have nothing else to do. I am now a fucking loser. But, yeah, so, also Trash King Squeech on Twitch. We'll be over there having some more fun, making some yokes, and, you know, doing good things. But for now, enjoy the rest of this game, and we'll, hopefully I'll catch somebody over there. Not that anybody's listening for all the zeros in attendance, but, you know, hey, fuck it. Maybe I'll catch you on a future stream. Maybe you'll watch one of these streams the next time I do something on YouTube. Who knows?
Oh no, Team Tail Tag.
I'm half tempted just to exit and cut the stream then. Because there's about to be some yelling. Well, our dude can die a fiery death in the pits of Mordor.
I feel that. I got my tail stolen, stole it back, got it stolen again.
He took my motherfucking tail. You don't have a tail, you granny.
Fucking up. Yeah, so my day's been productive. You know, went out, had a sub bar dinner because we waited like 10 minutes before we were finally served because we about got up and left, and then finally the waitress comes over and is like, "Oh yeah, like let me help you." I'm like, "Yeah, you could have done that like 10 minutes ago." I understand how food service works. I understand sometimes you get sat in somebody's section, they don't tell you, and you know it's automatically your fault because you're not serving them. But like, I try to cut them leeway because I'm like, yeah, maybe they got double sat, they don't know we're here, it's whatever. Like, give it about 5 more minutes, politely get up and leave. And so I'm like, yeah, like, so they're kind of just like, hey, yeah, because there's a waitress over there. I was like, I'm gonna wait until if she notices us. If she doesn't, we're out of here. And then, right as she like kind of circled around behind me, I was like, I guess we can go ahead and leave. Then she comes over and it's like, oh yeah, what are you guys drinking? Can I just go ahead and take your order? And it's like, yeah, sure, we'll give you everything, and did that. So I mean, had that. Then we went and got some Starbucks, some Star Busy. It was good. I was way too full to completely enjoy it, but it was still good. And then, before we left, I caught a shiny Axew in a random ass raid that evolved all the way to Haxorus. So, day made right there, pretty much.
Nice.
Ass hurts because of this broken ass couch.
I thought you were going to say your ass hurts because you don't have a shiny Axew.
Well, that, but...
that too, but...
I gotta suck it up because I got that shiny Metagross and you don't, so...
I can't hear you over my shiny... Can't hear you over my shiny Haxorus, my shiny Sylveon, my shiny G-Max Blastoise.
I can't hear you over my mother's love.
Should I just like back out and come back when this is over? Like
that ship sailed long ago, my boy.
I feel like this is a family thing right now.
It's alright, I guarantee I'm a bigger disappointment than you, so... Oh, what do you mean I got beamed by a watermelon? Fuck you. No. Make it! Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna play the disappointment game, to be fair, I haven't told our parents about me sleeping with dudes yet, so there's still hope for me to be a bigger disappointment.
No, they don't know, so they will probably never know, so you'll be fine for the rest of your life.
It's like, look, man, like, I've sucked a dick, like, just, oh my god.
That's a can of worms I don't want to be there for, I'll be real honest. For those of you on YouTube, I'll just go ahead and cut it here, because it's a nice end of the video, so...
I mean, yeah, let's end on sucking dicks.
Yeah. Tell your friends, go check out my Twitch, I'll stream on there more, so, yeah.